it really speaks to the importance of empathy. We're hearing a lot about the E word these days. And last week I was on a panel with Doug Conant, who's the former CEO of Campbell Soup, and he said, "quote Today we need leaders who are both tough-minded and yet tender-hearted." End
Mm,
quote. And we've heard so much recently about the negative effects that the pandemic has had on the mental health of our workforces.
absolutely.
I see it in much of the work I do with urban youth in the inner city. Do you think we live in a world that now requires more empathetic leadership? And if so, are leaders recognizing that today, you think?
Well, first of all, I think empathy is you're wired for it or you're not, or you may have a little bit of it. Or in my case, I was wired perhaps with too much of it to be in the for profit world, which is why I had my guardrails up for so long. But having said that, it doesn't mean you still can't lead with empathy. In the same way, an introvert can get up in front of their whole company and rally them to a goal. It just takes a little bit more work, a little bit more energy. Um, but yeah, there are, especially as regards, I mean, we are in the middle of a mental health crisis right now after COVID. And if leaders don't recognize that, um, they're being very short sighted. Employees that have had to isolate, that have felt tremendous loneliness, depression, um, all of the above. And now we're saying to them, okay, come to work. Okay, well, but some of them are tiptoeing into it because they have a lot of anxiety. And all the research says that whether you're a millennial or you're a Z, you're comfortable talking about your mental health. And so the senior leaders, they need either to be, there are companies like Mindshare Partners. Mindshare Partners goes into organizations and it helps to train them on how they can be more empathetic, especially as regards mental health, and basically see your employee as a whole person. It's great that you're rewarding them for their 10,000 steps, but how about also rewarding them for, I don't know, going to their therapist? What's the difference? It's all part of the whole person. So um, I do believe that we, as leaders today, we need to be more cognizant of this. It's a troubling issue that we can help with, if we're willing to have more empathy.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot of us struggle with it. I'll be honest with you. I struggle with aspects of it. I don't know how empathetic of a person I am, but I'm trying to work on it, and that's all I can do. But I do think that we're in a world where we need more of it today, for sure.